Stop. Imagine you walk into a room full of people. You want to talk, but your mind goes blank. Your heart races, and you awkwardly stand there, unsure of what to say. Sounds familiar? Someone walks up to you, smiles, and effortlessly starts a conversation. Within a minute, you are laughing, engaged, and feeling confident. What if I told you you could be that person? Yes, you. So, have you ever been in a situation where you met someone new but you don't know what to say? Maybe you just smile awkwardly, hoping they start the conversation first. Or worse, you say nothing and the moment passes. If this has happened to you, trust me, you are not alone. It might seem like just casual chit chat, but it's actually a superpower. Okay, imagine confidently starting a conversation, making a great first impression, and building connections effortlessly. Sounds amazing? Right. Well, today I am going to help you master the art of small talk in English, and not just in theory. I'll give you real strategies, examples, and even a little challenge for you to try after this video. So stick with me till the end because this can truly change the way you interact with people. Now let's talk about why small talk is important in English. Think about it. When you meet someone for the first time, your words create their first impression of you, and if you know how to start a smooth and engaging conversation, people will instantly feel comfortable around you, isn't it? And it's not just about social situations. Always, small talk plays a huge role in your professional life too. Imagine you are in a job interview or a networking event or even just talking to your colleagues. If you can confidently engage in small talk, you will come across as friendly, smart, and approachable. So don't underestimate the power of small talk. It's not just about talking, it's about building connections and creating opportunities. So today we are unlocking the secret to mastering the art of small talks in English, a skill so powerful that it can open doors to new friendships, job opportunities, and unforgettable conversations. So stay with me till the end because I promise after this video, guys, you will never struggle with a small talk. Everyone, my name is Shalima and welcome back to my another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me. Before beginning, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the lessons that I post for you on this channel, and please like the video and share it with your friends too. So now coming back to today's lesson, guys. Now guys, let's talk about the method number 1. The method number 1 is ping pong method of conversation. Yes. So we are going to learn the ping pong method of conversation. The ping pong method is very famous method that you must adopt while having any conversation, and this method can be applied anywhere, whether you are in some kind of official event or you are at informal place, you are at a formal place, formal events, informal events, maybe you are meeting your friends over coffee or you are having a chit chat with your colleagues, or maybe it's a formal meeting somewhere, a formal event, a networking event. Use this. Alright, so particular method which is going to help you to improve your skills. The method is ping pong. Method ping pong is a game, right? Table tennis, to be more formal, we can call it table tennis. So ping pong is a game where you have two players playing with the ball and you have to go and forth, back and forth, right, with the ball. So I remember in my school days I used to play table tennis a lot, and that was one of my favorite game that time, favorite sports I can say. And table tennis is, it's like, it's a feeling in itself and enthusiasm, because that constant back and forth of a ball, that you should not miss it. You have to deliver it and the other person hits it back at you. And that is what keeps the excitement of the game. Similarly, this is what we are going to do in this conversation. We are going to keep up the excitement, the participation with the ping pong method. Now, this ping pong method is very important now. How it works and all the step-by-step process is going to tell you, and this method is perfectly for two-way conversation, and that means people want to in number two partners, but if you are talking in a group, still you can use this ping pong method of conversation, right? So ping pong method of a conversation, why do you need it? How it benefits you in a conversation? Let's look at that. So the benefit number one is that when you take a ping pong conversation, it keeps the conversation flowing, it keeps the conversation going. So a lot of times people are thinking about how to keep that conversation going, how to keep that flowing. They start talking with each other, and oftentimes there is an abrupt silence. People do not know what to speak next, what to talk about, how to carry forward the conversation on a topic. Now, ping pong method actively engage the participants in the conversation, and that is the benefit. Now, let's talk about number two, active participation. Active participation means both the parties are actively involved. Equal chance, equal turns. So it's like, because ping pong right one and another, they take runs hitting the ball. Similarly, both the parties are going to take turns in this particular conversation. So when they are engaged in this particular conversation, and the benefit number three is it promotes that two-way conversation where you do not feel like you are engaged in some kind of interview. Okay, it's not like an interview that you are asking a question and another person is just answering, and like that. No, it's a conversation, engaging conversation, I can say fruitful conversation. So this particular method keeps alive, the essence of a conversation, that it's two-way, it's engaging, and this is what is the benefit. Now, without any further ado, let's move on to how to apply this particular method, that is the ping pong method, and how it works is the beauty of whole method, and this is going to promote that conversation skills that you are looking for inside you. So the ping pong method, that how it works, we are going to consider you as initiator of that conversation. Okay, consider yourself as the initiator of the conversation. If there are two people involved, one has to initiate the conversation and other would respond. And as an initiator, what you are supposed to do, there are total 5 steps. So let's begin with all the 5 steps. So the step number 1 is initiating the conversation, serving the ball. Basically, it's a ping pong method, so someone has to serve the ball, right? Initiate the game, the conversation, and the game here is our conversation, and that's the game that we are playing, okay? And in this particular game, who initiates the conversation has to put forward some kind of questions or a statement that can evoke some kind of response from the other party. So you are the initiator of a conversation, you have to say something, you have to speak out something related to the topics you are discussing, and where you are putting some kind of questions at the end. If you are stating something, for example, you are saying that last night I was watching the football match and it was wonderful. You don't just stop there, you add something to it, and have you watched football match? Who is your favorite team? Something like that. So you have to carry forward the conversation for that, and you have to add questions. So whenever you are serving the ball, serve the ball in a way where you add a questions to it, because the other person would be compelled to respond to it, because Whenever you are posing a conversation, obviously the other person would say something. Now, the step number 2. So, step number 2 is the response receiving. Response receiving the ball. Now, the other person has responded. There would be some kind of response from the other person. Person is receiving the ball. Receiving the ball means the person is going to respond to it. So, when the person will respond, what you are supposed to do? If a person hits the ball, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to attentively look where the ball is going, so you can hit back. If you are playing a ping pong game, right, the ball is coming towards you and you have to hit it back, right? So you have to be very, very attentive. That means in this particular stage, the speaking part goes to the second person, but you have to listen actively so that you can contribute to it, so that you can hit back with another response when it's your turn. So in the second step, when the other person is responding, receiving the ball, you have to be very active with your listening skills. Active listening is the key, so that you can listen, understand, and then you can respond with something of your own. Otherwise, how it's going to be a ping pong game? For ping pong, you have to be really prepared to just come up with another response, right? So listen actively in this particular stage. Now let's talk about the another stage. The other person do the work, let the other person speak, and you have to listen attentively this particular stage, and let the other person do the work, let the other person speak, and you have to listen attentively. Now let's talk about the number 3. Step number 3 is building on the responses. You are listening to the person actively, right? Now this is the preparation for the next shot. You have passed on the ball, the person has received it. Now you are going to prepare for the next shot. So you have to deliver your next shot. That is building on the response. So whatever response you have gained, you cannot deliver from that particular topic. For example, you were talking about football. You initially said as a serving point that I really like football match last night. I was watching a football match. Have you watched a football match recently? The person would respond with no. I haven't. I didn't get time. Or maybe, yes, I do love watching football and I also watched it last night. So what you can do is, oh, really? You watched it last time? That's nice. So who is your favorite player, or whose performance do you think was the best? So you have to build on the particular response you cannot deliver and start talking about, okay, now mountains, or maybe politics, or maybe lifestyle, or maybe fashion, or entertainment, anything like that. No, do not deliver from the topic. Stay on the topic. Whatever was the response, you have to answer according to it. Build on it, add your info, okay, and also pause a question for the next step. Now once a ping pong game starts, you have delivered the first shot, right? You have serving the ball and now the other person is receiving it. You are preparing for the next shot, and from here the back and forth game begins now. Similarly, in this particular conversation method, the back and forth game will begin. Whatever responses you are receiving, build on to that, add information, ask questions. Both the parties have to take turns accordingly, and both the parties are supposed to stay on that topic and add on the information and ask something more about it. Make it interesting. Take your turn, and now this will eliminate kind of interruption. This will give both of you equal chances to put forward your ideas. If you are in a networking event and you are talking about something important related to your field, you can post questions related to that particular thing. You can wait for the response. Okay, now you also respond with something the other person would ask a question, then you respond, you ask a question, other person would respond. So this particular thing is the back and forth conversation that is going on, and this what we have to maintain now. The last step, the final step, the step number 5 is to end the conversation. And ending the game, so you are immersed in that particular conversation, the back and forth conversation. Right now, what you are supposed to do is just end the conversation with a flow. Do not end it abruptly, but end it with a conclusion where you both can agree on something, where you both can conclude the conversation into something fruitful. Right? So end the conversation with something fruitful, like you are ending a game. Player does not just retrieve back, right? So while playing, no, they end it. When someone misses the ball, or when you think that there is no energy left, that means when you do not have any more thoughts to add this conversation, when you are done with each and everything with that particular topic, so you have explored a lot of ideas and you think it's time for the conversation to end it. At the time, do not abruptly retrieve back all from the conversation or deliver to any topic. Fruitful outcome. So that is what is ending the game, and that is ending the conversation on a positive note. So this is the ping pong method of conversation, the ping pong method where ideas go back and forth between two people. The conversation is flowing between two people. The true meaning of two-way conversation, a small conversation achieved with this particular method, that is the ping pong method. So whenever you are going to an event, whenever you are talking to your friend, maybe with your colleagues, maybe in a meeting, in a formal meeting, okay, in an informal meeting, use the ping pong method of conversation. So sound really fluent while you speak and also improve your conversation skills. Is this way you can start a small conversation, a small talk with your colleagues, with your friends, or in a meeting, right? And this will help you to enhance your confidence. This will help you to enhance your speaking skills. This will enhance your English ability, right? So guys, that's it for today's video, and I think you like this video, and if you like the video, please give thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe my channel. So thanks for watching. Bye bye, take care.